knowledge. Will you get your money back that was stolen from you on the 2nd? And when? So I probably can't tell you when. I might be able to tell you if it's something that's going to be happening soon, or if it's something that you might have to wait for. But I just don't do when questions. No. The very short and simple answer is no. And the main reason why I say this is not only do we have the death card here, and the death card is a card where you have to move on. Like, you have to just leave it behind, you have to let go of it, you have to find a way to embrace what's happening, you know? And letting go of the loss that you've experienced, that's going to be hard. But that's, like, holding on to that loss, definitely going to be holding you back for sure. But that's the main reason why I say no. And then also, another reason why I say no is we also have the King of Wands here in the reverse. The thing about the King of Wands in the reverse is, like, it doesn't have its foundational setup the way that it needs to, especially when it's regards to its passions and desires. Like, the foundation is a little bit off, and so it needs to rework those things. And my guess as to why the foundation is a little bit off is because that money was stolen. You know, it's like, okay, we need to review some things, we need to reanalyze some things, we need to potentially try and do things in a different way to really see it be a lot more balanced and a lot more stable, and to see it actually start to go somewhere, you know? But all of these cards are just giving me no vibes that you're not going to be able to get that money back, because we also have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. And the Ten of Cups is a pretty good card, even in its reverse. This card is like having a wholesome, happy feeling, being just emotionally complete, and having a lot of emotional security, like feeling very good emotional wise. But the thing about this card in the reverse is that those feelings aren't right now. Those are like, yeah, that's something that we're going to feel, but later, you know, at a different point in time. Like, right now there are things that are getting in the way of that emotional happiness and emotional security, and part of that is having that money stolen from you. And that's because that's something that you're just going to have to be like, okay, yes, that happened, but I can't let that affect what's going on right now. Like, I have to find a way to get past that, because I genuinely don't think that that's something that you're going to be able to get back. And another reason why I say no is we have the Page of Wands here, and the Page of Wands, it starts anew. Like, the Page of Wands is always like starting from a new beginning, and it's like, okay, let's try and find a way to make this work, let's try and find a way to build this back up, let's try and find a way to get this going again. So, like, the Page of Wands is about new and not about getting back something that's old, you know? So it's like we kind of have to find a way to work with what we've got, is what that is. But yeah, the short answer is no. The longer answer is no. That there is no longer answer. I wish there was a longer answer, you know, of like potentially maybe yes, because it sucks having your money stolen from you. It really does. Like, that's not a good feeling in the slightest, you know? So I'm sorry about that. But hopefully that helps you. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of clarity, and hopefully that helps you be able to start to release and let go of potentially some of that pain and hurt that you're holding on to, you know? Weekend bin. How can you tell if a psychic is giving you a fake reading or a fake yes or no? That's a good question. Most of the time, I'll say trust your gut, right? But also, if a reader pulls a card and they don't explain it, like, let's say they pull a card and they just simply say yes or no, and they don't go into the whys of it all, I would immediately be suspicious, you know? Because having some reasoning behind it really does help, you know? Like, what's your verification for that? Because most cards can be interpreted different ways, you know? So knowing how they interpreted it just means that okay, you're using your intuition, you're really thinking about the card, like, you're really going into it, you know? Another thing is, let me try and find a good card. If they pull up something like this, you know, like this card right here, it doesn't look the best, right? You can automatically tell it doesn't look the best. If they pull a card like this and then they give you the most happiest reading ever, red flag, right? That's an automatic red flag, okay? But I would just have to say the best thing that you could always do is just be a little skeptical. Go into every tarot reading live a little bit skeptical, and that's automatically going to help you. Be like, should I trust this person? Should I not? Because not every person on here is genuine. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. Some people are only in it for the money, or only in here to dupe you. And so starting off with like being a little bit skeptical, it can help you. So in the realm of love life, I don't see anything of substance, you know? Like, I see something might start. And the reason why I say that is because we have the Page of Wands here, which the Page of Wands, pages are usually indications of something new, you know, which makes me think that, you know, you might find someone, you might like them, you might be like, oh, this might go somewhere, but I don't think it's actually going to go anywhere. I think it's going to be like a very short-lived, like, moment where it's like, okay, let's see where this goes, and then nothing happens. And the main reason why I say that is because we have the Two of Cups here, and the Two of Cups is a card where like two people are not on the same page, they're not understanding each other. There's just like people are not being heard, people are not listening, like there's just a whole bunch of miscommunication in this card, honestly. And then on top of that, we also have the King of Pentacles in the reverse, and the King of Pentacles is like an unstable relationship, you know, the foundations for the relationship aren't there, the trust, the safety, the comfortability, it's just not being what it needs to be, which is why it's like the thought, the like wanting a relationship happens, but it doesn't actually materialize into anything that has any significance, you know? It just kind of fizzles out. And then we also have the Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Seven of Wands is a struggle card. It's like all of these struggles, all of these difficulties, all of these things just getting in the way, and it feels very overwhelming. And it's like, I don't think that this is something that we can work through or work over, you know? And those are the feelings that get felt, which is why I'm like, I don't think there's anything of significance that's going to happen in the relationship life. In the general sense, for you, I think we have some pretty good things happening. And the main reason why I say that is because we have the Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands usually is like in the career work aspect where it's like, okay, you see a goal, you're close to the goal. And this card says that that goal is inside, you know, keep going, keep working for it because you're almost there. But like this card is the things that you've been working for, you're going to receive those things. You're going to achieve that success. You're going to achieve that, whatever you're working towards, you know. And that's why we have the Chariot here, because the Chariot says, okay, right now isn't the time to slack off. Right now is the time to stay focused, stay determined, and you know, keep on your grind, basically, is what this card is all about, you know, so that way you can achieve what you've been trying to achieve. Hello, good morning. Also, hi Pandora, how's it going? We just have a couple of Pentacles in the reverse here. Like, while there's still that I'm on my grind, I'm focused type feelings, we still have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, and this card feels like our money situation, our finance situation still isn't where we want it to be, so it still feels like we're lacking, you know, it still feels like we don't have enough, and on top of that, you know, our sense of safety, our sense of comfort isn't exactly where we need it to be, and it just feels like maybe we're miscommunicating with people in general, you know, and that's probably because we're so like focused, you know, on other things that we don't have the time to like really communicate properly with people around us. That's probably what it is, you know. And then in all of that, we also have the Six of Cups here, and the Six of Cups is a card where you kind of look back on the past in a positive way, and you kind of like reminisce on it, and you're like, those were good times, you know, like I appreciated those good times, and those good times are what led me here, and I'm glad of who I am today, you know. It's not really looking at the past in a bad way, but it's like looking in the past, appreciating it, but also still being able to appreciate where you are today and being glad of where you are today. Does that make sense? So like things do look pretty good for you coming up in the general sense. I would say just there's still a little bit of unrockiness, but it doesn't look super chaotic. Bean Talk. Welcome to Bean Talk, guys, where the bean talks.